Time management. We're back here. I keep getting this question, so I will continue to come on here and talk about this. How do you manage time? How do you get everything done? You have so much on your plate. You do this and that and all this stuff. How do you get it done? How do you manage your time? And again, we do not manage time. There's no such thing as time management. Time is time. You have the same 24 hours as in your day as another person does. Minutes, hours, seconds, time. Now, if you play with me for just one moment and go a little bit outside of when did time ever even become a thing? Who invented time? What does it even mean? How did we get days, hours, weeks, minutes? It's the cycle of the sun, of the seasons, and we've created time so that we can manage our activities and manage and call certain things that happen different things, such as night and day, seasons, winter, spring, summer, fall, hot, it's hot weather, it's cold weather about this time of year based on timing, so you can be on time to things. We needed to figure out what time even was. So think about that. If you really go out of what is time and why does it exist, maybe it will change your perception on how to manage time. And you don't manage time. Time is what it is, and we have made it what it is based upon where you live in the world. Time in one part of the world is completely different than in another. How they go about their days and what activities they do or don't do. It's all relative. So look at your day. What are you doing throughout your day? What activities do you pay attention to, and what other ones do you not pay attention to? It's really your perception of what you find is important or unimportant that don't need to be done. So often we take on so much more than we even need to as far as activities throughout our day. When you say yes to something, you are saying no to something else. So what is it every time, if you're a yes person, especially when you say yes to the volunteering, and yes, you'll run this, and yes, you'll show up here, and yeah, I can do that for you. I can take on that client. I can work that extra shift. What are you saying no to? It's something to think about. So go back to what time you woke up this morning. How did you wake up? What time did you wake up? What activities did you do? Did you get right into action? Whether it was a morning routine or you got out of bed thinking, oh, it's Monday, or whatever day it is of the week. Are you a Monday type of a person? Are you the type of person that's always living for Friday? You see all those memes and posts about, oh, thank God it's Friday, or I can't wait for the weekend, or dreading Monday. That's someone that doesn't have the concept of time and how to manage it by activities, not managing time. So change your perception on that. Change what you're thinking. So many of us are so busy. And I've been asked, how do you do so much with social media, with YouTube, with your podcast, with your coaching, with your real estate business, with, all where I only have one thing and I can barely, handle it with 3 kids, with all this stuff. And it's really, first and foremost, it's saying yes to the right things and saying no to the things that aren't going to grow or expand you listening to your intuition. I just got off a call where we went over the higher faculties, perception and intuition being two of them. So in doing that, what can you leverage out? What can you choose to not do? Or it doesn't need to be done by you. It can be done by someone else. Look at what you're doing. Do a time study. How are you spending your days? How much time do you really spend on social media, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, LinkedIn, the list goes on and on and on. If it's not for a business purpose, if you're not networking, if you're just scrolling aimlessly, how long do you do that? At night, or when you're not doing the work in working on your business or in your business, what are you doing? Are you just mindlessly watching Netflix or Hulu? What do you do with your free time, quote unquote? Because everything should have intentionality around it. You should be intentional with your time and the activities you're putting in it. If you are at the end of the day needing to have that glass of wine, or I deserve this, or it was such a hard day, or just escape into a show that you're watching or binging, really stop and think, like, what needs to change? Because I would venture to say that your purpose has not found you, or you don't have much you're passionate about, because your goal and your purpose and your passion should drive you. It should be something that always is expanding you and not contracting you. And you're wanting to do it. You're wanting to show up. You're wanting to become better. It's a desire. So think about what you're trying to escape from. Because if we can go to the root of issues and problems, whether it be in business, in finance, in relationships, in health, in all of that stuff, if you can actually go down and dive in and take the time to figure it out versus just masking and layering layer upon layer upon layer of bad habits or substances or medications or whatever it may be, think about what is actually happening and what is going on. And one way to do that, and one way to shift instantly the way you're looking at something, is to ask, why is it happening for me, not to me, and find the good. Go to gratitude. What's good about what is happening? What's good about the situation? And then figure out how, even if it's 1% better every day, how can you focus on giving to give, not giving to get? And show up as a light for others. Show up and figure out what it is that you can be doing that will expand you and not contract you. A lot of that's following your intuition. A lot of that's following that feeling. Start listening to it. Stop letting the noise in. Stop letting everything that's happening on the outside. It's like a 6-lane highway. Your 5 senses, hear, see, smell, taste, touch. All the stuff that's going on around you is just coming at you at such a high speed, such high velocity. It's so impactful, and it's just so fast and so much. And you have to choose what you're going to turn off and what you're going to leave on. But the problem is most people aren't even thinking or paying attention. Therefore, they're just letting it all happen to them and come on in and just go on autopilot. It's really becoming quite an issue if you look around. And, that's why the coaching business, I think it's like a $62 billion industry, because people don't understand this and they don't know how to figure this out. And that's fine. And that's kind of actually, it's not anyone's fault. And that's why so many people are where they are, because it's almost like it's created to do just that. Everything that's happening around us, it's created to maybe confuse us. It's a lot of information that no one person could or should be able to figure out on their own. So therefore we retreat inside of ourselves, or we retreat inside of the TV, or we retreat inside of our phone. I mean, think about it. I challenge you to do this. Go and move your apps around on your phone, and you will see within a couple days, you'll know where they're at. But in that moment, from when you just go on autopilot, grab your phone, unlock it, you go to that certain, and it won't be there. Watch how programmed you are. You don't even realize it. You don't even realize how programmed you are to do what it is you do throughout the day, all day long. So throw a wrench in there. Do something, move stuff around that will throw it off, and see, and you'll catch yourself. I moved, either delete the app from your phone or move it like 4 screens over, so you have to scroll to get to it. The ones that you use the most that aren't business related, that's not going to move you forward. That's not going to expand you. It will be eye-opening. And that's why we talk about hiring a coach or a mentor. That's why this business in this industry is booming, because everyone wants the shortcut. Everyone wants, to be told, or show me what to do, tell me what to do. And that's where I always have a coach or a mentor, because I know that in hiring someone that understands something I don't, or is doing what I intend to do at a very high level, connecting with the right people and taking their knowledge and what they've studied for years and condensing it into 3 months, 6 months, getting the best of all of what they know and have, that will take you from where you are to where you want to go at a much quicker rate. I mean, it said it can take 10 years off of your learning cycle, of your failing forward or getting the feedback, figuring all this out on your own. So I encourage you to think about what it is you're wanting to do or intending to do, and who can you align yourself with that will get you from where you are to where you want to be at a much quicker rate, because all the work's been done. A lot of the wheels have been created. You don't need to recreate any one wheel. You need to find the right person, the right resource, the right mentor, the right coach that can work with you on your mindset, that can work with you on how this process actually works, that can work with you on getting that business or getting the nutrition you need, getting in the gym, financially figuring out, if you don't know tax codes, or if you don't know what it means to invest in the stock market, or you don't know how to make your money work for you, don't ask your neighbor, don't ask your relatives. Go to someone that's doing what it is you want or desire at a high level, and learn from them. Watch who you're learning from, because so many of us are not listening to the right people, number one. And we're just mindlessly going through our day and thinking, oh, I just am so busy. How do you manage time? And we're not even thinking about the words we're saying. I mean, think about that. How do you manage time? That's not even a thing, but it is such a buzzword, just like mindset is such a buzzword. There's so many just buzzwords, and no one can define them. It means something so different to one person than it does to another. So think about what activities you're doing throughout the day. Do a time study every half hour, have an alarm on your phone, or just stop and write what you've done, and be 100% honest with yourself. Because if you're not going to be honest, then don't do it. It's a waste of time. But think about what could come out of it. Think about what you'll learn if you really honestly look at how you're showing up, what you're doing, what you're not doing, and what you can switch out, what you can leverage. And the thing is so many of us have our blinders on. And many of us have them on and we don't even know it. We don't even know what we don't know. And that's why finding a coach or a mentor that does know and understand can help you get a different view, get a different perspective, figure this out much quicker, tighten the container. If you think about it, you have this container, and right now it's got holes all over, it's leaking everywhere. You don't know, why isn't this working? How do I do this? Plug those holes, start figuring this out, tighten your container and figure out what it is exactly that you need to move forward and do it quicker, level up. Why go for 1, 2, so many people at 9-to-5 jobs are so happy with 1 to 3% every year raise. Like what? If you're trading your time for money, you'll very rarely ever get real wealthy. So think about that. Think about how you can, what if you got 10 times the amount or raise in a year? Or what if you 100x, or you made this quantum leap where 100, 200, 500x your current results? Because it can be done. I've done it. And if I can do it, there's no reason why you can't do it. We are our only problem and we're our only solution. It's how you're thinking. You have to start thinking about things differently. And I take time management, and I keep bringing this up because this keeps coming up, and it's just a really good example. Time management makes no sense when you say it out loud and you actually think about what you're saying. No one manages time. You control the activities. So think about even switching your perception and your thought and how you go about that throughout your day. And it'll change a lot. Something to think about for sure. So you know where to find me if you need me. I would love to have a conversation if you have any questions or you want to level up. Why wouldn't you want a quantum leap from where you are to where you want to be? Everyone should want that from themselves because it doesn't have to be hard. It doesn't have to take years. You just find someone that knows what they're doing and can show you this, and it will be done. It worked for me. It can work for anyone. I can promise you that, and that alone.